10, 9.
It's starting.
Yep. I just hit transition, so let's see what happens.
Ooh,
Hey, look at that. It did transition.
Hey.
Don't forget to turn the audio off, otherwise you're going to get lots of double audio.
squished into the corner there.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got a BX Dungeons and Dragons game tonight, but we are still missing a player. We hope will show up shortly, so we're just gonna gab for a bit. Also, you guys, I do have the experience count. I did ask everybody to level up, but the actual number that you got was 425 apiece.
Oh God! Now I've got to do maths and add.
Yeah, I know.
425. All right.
Oh, it looks like Bill showed up.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, yeah, we can hear him
Hey.
too. See, what did I tell you? So, Bill, I was saying before the stream started that it's been kind of a new experience getting to see the faces of the people that I've been gaming with for a long time, finally getting to see them. And I found that if I just guess beard and balding, I'm right 50% of the time.
Good. Hi, Bill.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Nice. Jazz will not be joining us tonight. Something came up at home, so it's just us, but I think it'll be just fine. So I have no idea what session number we're on because I'm kind of mangling this and my files are between 3 different computers, so I've lost count. We're in the 20-somethings. High 20-somethings. So let's just go through and introduce yourselves, what character you're playing, what level they are. And if you have anything to plug, we'll plug at the end. So, Jameis, why don't you go ahead and lead it off?
This is why don't you go and Zoom order. Hi, I am. Hello there. Wait, so I can tell who is actually speaking. I am playing Galen Rayhorn. He's a cleric elf priest of level 4, but he likes to pretend he's a ranger, and he certainly dresses that way.
Nice. Richard.
Hello. I am Richard, and as my virtual background, I have Fig Jam the Magnificent. That is him in the background there. You can't quite see from the squished up thing. I am a magic loot user, and I have reached the massive level 3.
Oh, great.
Useful for a magic user. Did you finally threshold double-digit hit points?
I will do when I roll on stream right now.
Well, while you're doing that, Jeff.
Yes. Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm playing Darby of Stonehill, a dwarven hero, so a 4th level dwarf, and let's go to the adventure.
And Bill.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bill. I'm playing Radnor the Skull right now. He is a 5th level magic user, but he died a while back, and his soul is trapped in this floating skull, and he's looking for a body.
Now, his skull does have an illusion enchantment placed over it, so everyone else sees the illusion of his original body in the space that he inhabits.
I was going to ask you about that. Last session, we had a fight where a couple of the people we were fighting pierced the illusion. I guess it came back.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so we'll carry on without our. Well, I was about to say thief, but he'd be highly offended. So we'll say master locksmith. His apprentice is still around, so she'll do a much better job anyway.
And I tried to get us a hobgoblin NPC last time, but Bird wasn't having it.
Oh no, the dice just weren't up for it. Was there something you wanted to roll on channel, Richard, other than your hit points?
I just did. I did my hit points, and I rolled a
5
4,
points.
so I get 5 hit points. I am amazing. There was one question that I had.
Mhm.
I was looking at the continual light spell, and it says it can be cast on a creature, making them blind, which means they can't attack. But the duration is permanent. So does that mean you just permanently make somebody blind, or at least until they get rid of it? Wow.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That is my level 1 spell then. Woo.
Yeah. There are some awfully nice level 1 spells and BX Dungeons and Dragons. So I did update the map. I spliced together the 2 covers. I didn't have the other half because I lost the cover of the module.
Oops.
And half the map was on the cover, but I found it. So I
must
spliced
remember
them
to
together.
not look at the channel streaming because that's got the whole map on it.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, really, though.
You
You're
can
just
pop out
in
the chat
numbered
so you can
areas.
talk along with people anyway.
Okay, so the red dot on the Roll20 map there is where you guys encountered the village.
Uh-huh. Well, we were making our way away from that as quickly as we could, because otherwise they might find the dead bodies that we had there.
We spent the night there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in the morning.
Yep.
Unless they find them overnight and we get killed in the middle of the night. That might be a thing.
Yep.
Does Radnor need to sleep?
You do not, but on the other hand of that, you don't regain hit points either, the traditional way. You have to consume flesh to regain your hit points.
Right. I'm pretty good on hit points. I'm only down 1, so I guess while the company might as well take advantage of it, I'll just kind of float around and watch out.
1 point, that's finger food. Like literally, you bite someone's finger off and
Yeah.
there's your hit point.
I can get that back easy enough.
No, last time you said you actually had to kill them to get some hit points back.
Oh, you
That's
to get
why
experience points. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise taking a bite out of Darby didn't. No, not Darby. Jazz would have gotten.
In fairness, I didn't mean to take a bite out of him. He surprised me.
And we'll support you with whatever you say.
Yeah, sneak up on me in the middle of combat. Come on, man.
He was delicious. But
Yeah.
It's not here this week either.
means nothing.
It's suspicious.
Means nothing. Okay, guys, so it is the next morning. Those of you that heal naturally are healed up. Spells, make sure that magic users and clerics, you've prepped your spell lists for the morning or for the day. And there we go. So you were given 2 tasks to perform. If you perform this, the tribe of hobgoblins and goblins and various other greenskins here that are controlled by this powerful chieftain, agrees to listen to the humans across the river and possibly open up trade and allow them to do some logging. But it's contingent on you dealing with 2 witches. And, well, there's a certain graveyard and holy site that seems to produce undead that have been an issue.
Oh, I knew the witch. I didn't know about the graveyard.
Oh, yeah, they mentioned the graveyard.
Huh.
Yeah, they
I thought
have
it was all
linked-
just one.
Yeah.
Probably thought it was one big thing.
Yes,
but it
they intimated that the 2 were linked, but didn't come right out and say it. So, here we go. They basically just gave you generic, like, it's that way. It's over there.
Now, to be fair, that's the map, really. It's
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no real sort of.
To the west,
To the
down
west.
elevation to the west.
Turn left at the big tree.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, past the tree they went to replant last year. Past the
Yeah.
bushes, which aren't flowering at the moment, but don't you spot them?
Well, you can't get there from here. Oh,
When you
no.
see all the bones and dead things, you're close.
Or we
Left.
went backwards, one or the other.
we left the dead patrol on the east, so
Don't tell them that.
yeah, we'd better go west.
Right. So yeah, they do say west. You know, they give general directions, like, you know, if you just kind of follow the large
Yeah.
trees in that direction, you'll run across them. Both places are in rather large clearings, so you should be able to see it with some amount of warning before coming up on it. So what is your general marching order here? I'm just going to place your icons in the order. Is someone trailblazing?
Me. I tend to go first because I'm the
Scouting
Ranger.
type person. Yeah.
Okay. How far ahead are you ranging?
within shouting distance, certainly.
Okay.
I'll-
60 feet?
Yeah, Sounds good.
Okay. Within
Yeah,
spell
I'm
range.
happy to be out of sight at the moment because we're not we know we've got something coming up, but not expecting anything.
Sure. Who's bringing
Yeah,
up the
so-
rear? Those are the two most important positions.
Uh,
Darby? Okay.
yeah.
All right. And Bill, you were floating around during the night. Was there anything in particular you were looking for while everyone else was sleeping, healing up, and having minor indigestion if they had any of the orc fare?
No, just generally creatures coming to kill us,
Okay.
basically.
So not eavesdropping, you were actually keeping watch.
Right.
All right, good enough. And actually, they send out patrols it seems like every couple of hours they had new patrols take over. So the camp is actually fairly alert. It's actually surprising that you were so easily able to come into camp by taking out
was
the one
there
patrol.
any mention of that patrol that hasn't come back yet?
Apparently, it happens a lot.
Hmm.
It's not a safe place. Still,
Yeah.
Bill, you might be able to pick up something in passing if you want to make me just a D6 roll.
Does you speak Hobgoblin?
I do not. All right. D6 roll. Okay. Looks like a 2.
Okay. At some point during the night, one of the patrols do come back with carrying some dead members of the tribe and looking a little bit battered. But it doesn't seem to cause a hue and cry or any more security being done.
So it's like they're members of the patrol that they're on, or was it the people that we ran into? Or?
No, not the people you ran into. It's just one of the patrols they set out during the night come back having fought something.
Okay.
Bringing back wounded or dead. In all
And of
honesty,
course, I'll let everyone know this.
yeah.
When
In
they
all
wake up.
honesty, you probably only realized it because of the scent of food from the recently dead coming in. So next morning, you guys take off. So with Darby trailing and our cleric in the lead, everyone else is in the middle here.
I lead the way as a cleric and sermonize all the time.
Mm-hmm. All right, so ranger or person ranging
You want
about.
probably some kind of D6, don't you?
Give me a D6 check. Yep.
It's either really good or terrible, one or the other.
Yeah, it's terrible. So what happens is you stumble into this open clearing before you realize there is a clearing ahead of you. It's fairly large. It's on a cleared off area, good 120 feet or so, where it's been just clear cut. There's a lip.
Apparently, I walk out to the middle of it with that.
Yeah, you do. You step right out, and you take several steps before you even recognize the fact that you're in a clearing. The clearing is empty. However, there's nothing here that you can see other than it looks like just someone decided to do some logging here. So as you just kind of check around to see if there are anything you should be aware of or safety checking, everyone else also blunders into the clearing as well. Let me have everyone else make a D6 check now.
No, they're red dots our party, is it?
I
Maybe
rolled
that's
a
the
three.
village.
Radnar, you notice that while the area's been clear cut, there are some loose boulders around. Two boulders catch your attention because it looks like there's a cavity beneath them. They're just two boulders kind of leaning kind of askew to each other, but it looks like there's a bit of a cavity beneath them.
Okay, I'm gonna point this out. I'd like to check it out. I'm kind of out of arms to dig with or move around if someone wants to.
Yep. It's
Pop in
actually
here and take a
big
look at
enough
this.
that you could fly down if you wanted to.
Okay,
Looks
I'll
like
do
it's
that.
some kind of cave.
I'll tell. Hey guys, I'm gonna go check this out.
Yeah,
Next thing we hear, fireball.
Could
I'll
be.
follow. I'll follow along.
You're going to go down as well? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's a small drop, about a 10-foot drop. If you hang to the edge and drop, you don't need a rope, although getting back up might be an issue for you, Darby. The first thing you notice is there is a very earthy smell to the cave, and Darby, as you hit the ground and things splash a little bit, you think mud, and then you get a whiff of it. It's guano. It's bat guano. The ground underneath your feet are just muddy. It's just churned into a mush of bat crap.
Oh, what the heck?
All right. So you see a couple of exits. There's basically more cave going in each of the directions, major directions, north, south, east, and west. But right now you're not seeing the bats that left behind the bat crap. There's just a lot of it here.
Okay, so I'll shout to my comrades that are up. Oh, guys! There are caves here.
Is that what we're meant to be finding?
Yeah, I'll watch around. I'll look around and I'll tell you. And I'll go to the cave to the east.
Okay. Radnar, are you sticking with Darby?
Yep.
Okay. Well, the cave to the east just kind of it thins out. It becomes more of just like a crack that eventually you're not able to even fit through. You can hear further back into that crack like the chittering of likely bats or rats. Hard to tell the difference, really.
Mm.
But it's narrow to the point where you can't really fit yourself through. Same thing with you, Bill. Radnar would be hard-pressed to even get his skull through the crack at that point. Is
Okay.
anyone else going down, or is it just the
Not
Darby
at the
Radnar show
moment.
today?
We're going to stand at the top, ready to cover them should they come running out.
At worst, most I'm going to do is I'll be getting a rope ready.
Okay.
So, securing a rope so they can get there. So if we do need to go down.
Sure. You can actually
Yeah,
use
they
the
gotta-
boulders as a place to
Yeah.
tie off.
So that's the main thing I'm doing. I mean, if Magpie wants to go down, I'm not going to stop it. But otherwise, I'm not planning on going down just yet myself unless called for it.
Magpie is not the kind of person that does undue heroics or exploration unless she really has to.
Could push Jazz down if we could. You know.
So, Darby, we should check out the other way at least a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. West or north?
West.
West. So we go to the west.
You're going to go to the west this time. Okay, so to the west, it breaks out so that the cavern has a fork, one going slightly north and one going slightly south. And, of course, this is all dark down here, which is not a problem for the dwarf or the flaming skull.
Do I provide illumination just floating around?
Faint. Yeah, you count as torchlight.
Okay.
Oh, so you ruin his eyesight. Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dim light is what you count as, actually. I'm sorry. But Darby needs to step, at least a good 20 feet away from you to have his vision.
Okay, so I'll continue to the south.
Okay. So, guys, at the top, your companions have gone out of eyesight now, so can't track them, although you can hear them talking still. It doesn't sound like they've gone far under there.
I recall, I'm just going to put it this way because on the clearing there was like an 8 and a 7 in terms of the numbers. So I'm going to check out the rest of the clearing. What I'm going to do, just see what else is around here.
Okay. Sure, you do that. Give me a D6 roll. Fig Jam, are you going to stay above the entrance with the rope?
I find nothing. I fall over whatever I can fall over.
Yeah, it's just a cut
Nests and
clearing.
stuff.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
a while since the trees have been cut. It's actually not something that's recent at all. The trunks that are left, the stumps are old and decayed. So this was done a while ago, a long while ago. Back in the cave. So Darby and Radnar, the cave opens up into a very large kind of cavernous area. Have both of you guys roll a d6.
All right.
I 1.
Okay.
Ooh, rolled a 5.
All right,
Maybe I'll
Darby.
be surprised.
So you come up short before entering the cavern because you notice that there's motion in the tall ceilings. This is like it goes. It's almost like a round chamber that goes below the level of where you're standing on, and then goes high as well. So the ceilings are fairly cavernous because the floor goes below the level that you're standing on as well. But you see movement at the top, and you kind of focus on what you're seeing. Those are bats. Those are very large bats. They're bats the size of a good sized dog.
Oh. I point out to Ragnar. Hey, you see? Up there.
How far up does this go?
Just 10 feet from where you are to the ceiling.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I float up and get a closer look?
Oh, you want to float up and get a look. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Roll initiative.
I was curious. What can I say? All right. D6.
Yep. So you're not surprised. They're not surprised. Are you or either one of you? Well, you're the only caster down there, Radnar. Are you casting?
I'm not casting this round. No.
Okay. Okay. You go first. You have agitated the bats. They are now awake and cranky.
Okay.
Seems like there's 6 of them here, and they are quite large. Quite large.
Well, assuming they're being aggressive toward us, I'm gonna chomp on one. Hey, this might get that hit point back for me.
Sure thing. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
All right.
Wow.
Well, that certainly hits. I'm going to tell you what, they all have different hit points, so I'm going to have you roll randomly which one you took a bite out of. So just roll a d6 for me. Number 2. Okay. I'm using dice here to keep track of creature hit points. All right, so you do 4 points of damage. All right, so you take a big bite out of it. This is a much meatier creature than you expected, though. It is still alive, and it is definitely still full of fight. Darby, what do you want to do?
Can I shoot an arrow?
Yeah, you can see them, so sure. AC 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so that does hit. And you do 2 points of damage. All right, roll a d6. Number 3.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, your arrow pierces one, but again, they're far more robust than you expected, so they're still up. Are you guys yelling, making any noise to let people know that there's something going on? Otherwise, nothing you've done is making really enough noise for them to take note.
I will, yeah.
Okay.
Hey!
So they will have their round, and then you guys will join the initiative. So I've got... what's your ACs, guys?
AC 3.
Okay.
And I am AC 6.
All right, well, 2 of them hit. So I'm going to say one on, one on each of you guys. Radnar doesn't really do much as they're biting into bone, so just a point of damage. Darby the same. They do bite you as they fly around, flit around you. Darby, make me a save versus poison.
Uh-oh.
Oh. I have good saves. I need 6 or more.
Okay.
I rolled a 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys hear Darby, what do you yell out?
Hey, help! Help! There's bats!
Okay. You guys hear that? Fig Jam, why don't you roll a d6 for your side? And is anyone casting this round? Of course, you guys upstairs don't see what's going on, but there are still utility spells you might cast.
I am not going to cast right now.
Not really. Well, I will come down. The rope that is there.
Okay. Yep. So you're going to move down.
Oh, right, yeah. Of course, don't need to say
Galen,
that
what are
right
you
now.
doing? Suppose, assuming I do here because I've been wandering around the clearing. Yeah, may as well.
You're going to come down as well.
Yeah.
All right.
After.
Right. So I know what you guys are doing. Did you guys roll the d6 roll, Fig Jam?
You want me to do it? All right,
Yep.
yep. Wow. One! Ha ha!
Guys, go first. So the two of you that are still in combat, let's deal with you. The other two drop down into the caves. Darby, Radnar, what are you doing?
I'm biting.
Okay.
They go first.
Yep.
Let's go first.
What did you guys roll? Oh,
One.
one. Oh, yeah, they go first. You're right. All right, so there's still 6 of these things. Only one success. So even it's Radnar. Odd otherwise. So Darby, another one bites you just for a point of damage. It's like more nuisance than anything else. Although that first bite did feel quite painful. It barely broke the skin, but it's fairly painful. So that's their actions. What are you two doing?
Can I switch weapon to take my sword?
Yeah, if you don't move, you can interact with an item if you don't move.
Okay, so I'll pick up my sword and I'll slash at one.
Sure. Go ahead and make your attack roll, and then if you succeed, roll a d6 for me. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so 2 points of damage.
Okay, roll a d6.
And
Since they're flying all over the place, it's hard to target an individual one. Okay.
Roll it 3.
Sounds good. Radnar.
Okay, I'm going to try to finish off the one I was fighting before.
Sure. Since you can fly, it's easier for you to get to an individual bat. That's going to miss.
Yeah.
So you fly around. The bat's leading you on a merry little chase. It knows its home better than you do, though.
Hey, what's happening when I'm flying around like this?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like my body
Yep.
is just floating
Yep,
around? That's
sure
cool.
does.
That's cool.
Come on, he's got to be there flapping his arms.
Yeah.
He's flying through the power of butt wind. All right,
I like
guys.
it.
You guys have dropped to the ground in Chamber A. You can hear the commotion off to the west. So you can take movement in that direction, and you'll come to the fork.
Mhm.
And it's pretty obvious where all the noise is coming from, but that's as far as you get on this round. Radnar, why don't you roll for your side for this next round? And is anyone
Alright.
casting?
I am not.
No casting. Okay.
No.
I believe that I would be able to get just them in a sleep spell.
No, because they're
Okay.
flying all around Darby right now
Gotcha,
as well.
that's what I thought. So no, I'm just gonna bite again this time.
Simultaneous. So why don't you go ahead and bite one?
All right.
Oh, that'll hit.
Wow.
All right. Were you still going after the one you've already damaged?
Yep.
Okay. All right. More damage, but it's still up. Darby, why don't you go?
Damn it.
Ah. It's a terrible miss.
Oh, yep. Slash and miss. You other two, you can see. You can see into the room now, especially with Radnar flying around. He gives off just enough light that Fig Jam, you can see the bats in the ceiling. So you guys can close in and do something if you want, but you can see what the problem is now. So what would you like to do, if anything?
Move in slightly closer, but still, out of the way of being hit by things right now.
Okay. So you just don't want to enter the cavern. You're just staying in the tunnel. That's fine.
Okay, sort of, towards the the other entrance rather than the
Sure, sounds good.
back entrance.
And Galen?
I'm going to get a torch ready because I'm thinking Flame is going to scare them off. I hope. So I'm going to get a torch ready.
Yeah, they do seem to
How
be
much it
more-
works, I don't know, but we'll find out.
They do seem to be more agitated with Radnar flying around than they are with Darby. Okay, it's simultaneous, so they are all going to attack now. 2 successes, so we'll say 1 on each of you again. And probably just a single point each again. Yep. Another point of damage as they fly around, taking these small bites. So they're, again, they're like the size of a dog, good sized dog, but their teeth and jaws are not proportionate. Like, they don't have huge teeth at all. They're raking you, they're hitting you and buffeting you with their wings. All right. So that was that round. Next round. Anyone casting now?
Oh, not yet.
Okay, Galen, roll for your side then.
We don't have a huge number of offensive spells between us. 4.
Okay, your side goes first.
Okay.
Strike again with my sword.
Go ahead. Yep.
AC 6 for 6 damage.
Yep. Roll a d6. Again, you're just hitting whatever is opportune at the moment. So you kill one. You bisect one. It drops to the ground. Cut in twain.
Nice.
Radnar.
Here's your lunch, Radnar.
Radnar, do you want to account for one? Or try
Oh
to?
yeah. Let's get one here.
That'll hit. You going after the same one?
Yeah.
You just got just a mat on for this one, and it seems to be not all that enthused with you either. So you continue this flying dance of death in the air.
I like it.
Galen, did you want to do something?
Yeah, I'm going to come in with the torch. I'm more trying to just scare them off than attack them.
Okay.
So
Explain how you do this.
basically thrust a torch at them and, not trying to burn them or anything, just sort of going,
Okay.
all trying to go, ah!
So
There's a light on the thing, fly away, fly
So
away.
you enter the cave to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. They fail their morale check.
All right. Hey.
Yep. I heard
Gotta
you.
go for just a minute.
Put yourself on mute if you would. All right. So they failed their morale check with that, but they won't be able to leave until their turn. So if anyone wants to act while this is going
There's
on.
only Fig Jam left at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they're fleeing, are they? I mercilessly slaughter them all, obviously. No, I'll just leave them.
Okay.
That guano's useful in spell components and things. I don't want to kill them off.
All right.
Yeah, gunpowder and stuff.
So yeah, they fly by you, assuming you allow them to. They fly out. It's still daylight outside, so they just fly to different locations in the cave, just flying out of this area. And it's quiet.
Once again, the ranger has to come and save Ricky.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice.
You need to take a moment.
Yeah, maybe we could search this room.
As in, do you need to take a knee for health or anything like
I'm good.
that? Okay.
That's not even a thing, is it? In this
Yeah,
edition?
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
my it's my,
Oh,
my
okay.
special rules. You can.
It's in Birth
Take a knee.
Edition.
Oh. Oh, so BX stands for Bert Experience, right? Okay.
Bert's Extended Edition. There we go.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, so yeah, if you want to muck about in here, that's exactly what it is. The cave is just, again, it's just filled with bat crap.
I was going to say literally. I go and collect up some of it because it's useful for things.
Yes.
And spell components and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Go for
Fig
it.
Jam's got the bonus on intelligence, so he's going to invent gunpowder shortly.
I'm sure the elves make use of that guano too, but I'm good. I'm good.
So,
Mostly
So
as
nothing
deodorant, I understand.
Yeah. So we're just going to be looking around the cave.
Yeah, so what it comes down to is if you want to muck around in the bat poop, you can, but you're not seeing anything just otherwise. It just looks like where they roost during the day.
Unless I see torchlight glinting off something, I'm not looking.
Roll a d6.
2. Well, that's a spotting something for an elf.
Yes, it is. Yes, in fact, something does glint in the guano.
Look what a lovely thing I have found.
You reach wrist deep into it. It's an uncut gemstone. You're not sure what variety. You can make me do you have an intelligence bonus?
No.
No, make me an intelligence check then.
I don't. I'll just be passing it to our party inventory anyway. So, I do actually get it though. Low success.
Yeah,
Low success.
It's a ruby, uncut ruby, fairly large size.
Does this match up with the other uncut?
It
Gems
does
that we
look
got?
similar, to the gems that you got previous. Just since you're doing party inventory there, Richard, if you want to put it down as just uncut ruby, it's worth about 30 gold in its current form.
Yep.
Cool.
Otherwise, again, unless you want to muck the cave, don't see anything else just right off the bat. The bat.
Okay. Since we're down here though, Darby, lead on.
Yeah.
These are your caves. These are the Darby caves.
Yeah, I know. I'll
name it off.
put a sign. Okay, so let's go further west.
Okay. You're essentially, every time you move into a new cave, you just upset more bats who move into other caves now that Galen has a torch lit and sputtering. After a while, you just find out that you're in a series of caves that these bats have just called home. There's not really anything here. Like these are natural caves. The only thing of interest that you do find is this one here in the south corner, or in the south, the roof has started to fall. So there are lots of boulders, cracked rocks, etc. So it looks like a cave-in happened in this direction.
Is it looking dangerous or?
Might be. Darby, you can make me a D6 roll.
Darby, you're an underground expert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no idea.
Roll a 4.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, this could have been old fall. It could be new. In your experience, it's never good to tempt fate by going into corridors that have started to break like this.
Okay. So I'll tell this to the party. Well, we should not go further.
Okay.
Let's resume our search for the eggs.
Get up, try and knock some gunk off our boots. The stuff on the
No,
nearby
give it back
trees.
here. I'm collecting it all. Might be useful.
Wipe our hands on Fig Jam's coat then.
There we go. Yeah. So again, it's just a natural bat cave. Nothing to see here.
Okay.
No, that was a pleasant diversion. Onwards!
All right.
Now have a ruby.
When you come back outside, you look down over this bit of elevation here, and you see the top. This is the number 7 that's on the map. You see the top of a statue. It must be quite tall that you're seeing the top of the statue's head from up here.
Okay. Does anyone recognize the statue?
Yeah.
Yep, you're looking at it from top down, so if you wanted to get a better look at it, you'd have to drop elevation to do so.
I mean, we may as well. I just don't know if anyone can recognize what film it is.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Well, when you get down there,
Let's look up.
yeah, the statue is hideous. It's been carved from some hardened stone. It's fat, squat, vaguely humanoid, but also vaguely frog-like at the same time. His face is kind of twisted into a sneer, and you notice that at one time the hollow niches of its eyes, there must have been something there at some point because they're carved to hold something, but they're missing. And the spots are the size of a large palm, like they're very large, whatever used to be in there.
Is this one of those hidden object puzzle games where you got to put something in the slot so it moves out of the way?
Since you guys have been experiencing some of the early history of this land, and you have gotten some information on the Nithians, this is new though. I mean, it's old. The stone is old. It's weathered. It's been here a long time. But this frog-like man creature, it doesn't fit anything that you've seen in the histories or in any of the visions you were given. You've seen like the dog-headed men, but you've never seen anything that looks like a frog man like this before.
Oh, we did those frog creatures that were in the hut.
Yeah, they don't look like this though.
Is this the Thogua? Because it sounds like the Thogua.
Do not bandy the mythos of Cthulhu, or it might come true.
Does it look that there would have been gemstones in the eyes?
Could be something was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the pry marks. Again, it's been smoothed over time, but you can see tool marks where something was used to pull off whatever was in there.
Oh, in which case, ask Magpie or must be a locksmith to what their opinion of what happened to this, what was probably there, because they'll probably recognise this sort of locksmithing of the eyes.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, it's been looted, probably a long time ago. She points like at that raw ruby that you found. It's like if those are just littering the place, I mean, I would guess that they were gemstones or raw stones. That were in there. Seem to be a lot of those to be had.
Experimentally put one of the raw rubies into the eye socket just to sort of see what sort of shape and stuff it is in.
Yeah, what you have is smaller. This would be a much larger stone if it were a stone. It would also have to have been cut to some extent to fit that hole as well. So you're looking for a worked stone instead of a raw stone.
Okay.
Okay, I'll look closely at the base, see if there's any compartment or anything like that.
Give me a D6 roll.
Here it is. I rolled a 6.
Yeah, you hit on the statue.
Yeah. You're not seeing anything. Nothing really stands out at all. It's solid. It's not hollow. You kind of hit your weapon against it to test that. It's quite heavy. If you try to push it or move it, it's not budging.
Okay.
Does there seem to be other statues around, or just one statue by itself?
Just the one, and it is. It also is in this cleared out area. Although it's not in the center. It's like you guys can kind of see that it's off to the side here. So the statue itself wasn't the reason for the clearing. It looks like it just happened to have been found when the place was cleared out.
Well, unless anyone's got any ideas, might as well move on.
Yeah.
Okay. About which direction are you heading? If you wanted to.
Can you wish this, because that's what we've heard.
Sure. Okay, west continues a downward.
Hmm.
So you're changing elevations. You're going from well, if I can get the right
Heading down into a valley.
view. Yeah. All right. So down below, you see a rather large lake. There looks like someone had built a very crude bridge of just felled logs that have been lashed together as well. Likely a freshwater lake, as you're seeing where the runoff is coming from higher in the mountains. You keeping
Check
the
the
same
water.
order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check the water if it seems fine. Refill water pouches.
Okay. So the area has been cleared around one edge of this river, or excuse me, of this this lake there, and it looks like it was a village at one point. It has platformed houses, so the houses are on stilts because the river probably overflows the banks they're on at some point. And you see on a fairly substantial platform, there's like this whitewashed cottage. It's lined with bright, brilliant green shutters. There's been gravel that's been placed to make a walkway up to it. And as you guys are coming down, and it's at the far end, so it's about, if I can get it to ping. So it's at the far end. It's like down here. You guys are approaching from up here, so you're seeing it from a distance. But as you're coming down, two women come out of the house. One of them has like a pie roller, a rolling pin stuck in her apron. The other one has a big laundry tub of wash that she's hanging out. Let me see here if they are surprised or not. You're not.
Hello, two perfectly ordinary ladies.
They are not surprised. Yeah, so
anything.
they wave, and when you call out, they wave back at you. Come on over. We don't get guests out here very often. Would you like some tea, some biscuits?
You should ask them if they know anything about the witches.
Yeah.
The one continues hanging clothing. The other one seems to be dusting off a rolling pin.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
something just doesn't, you know.
Do you have any need of bat guano? I say, holding up the bag. I'm a traveling bat guano salesman.
Well, is it fresh, dear? You can always use some.
Yes.
Come on in. Let Rosabella here finish putting up her laundry. Come on in and sit a spell with us.
Right. Do I know of any uses for bat guano aside from magical components?
Magical components.
That's it, right? Fine, okay. And they want fresh stuff.
Actually,
so they must be witches, definitely.
It could be useful in putting nitrogen in the soil, so like for garden beds, could be useful for that too.
Yes, okay. That is true.
Radnar, because of your unique vision, give me a D6 roll.
Also, those very special pies that you really want to impress people with.
All right. Yeah, I probably don't notice anything.
Not with that roll.
No. It all looks pretty normal to you. So they're pretty affable. As you get closer, they're human. They're also very elderly. One of them, they're both fairly kind of robust and beefy, though. Rosabella, the one hanging the laundry, has got a slight hunchback to her. The one with the rolling pin is now just washing it off in a wash water in the front. And they're both very affable as you're coming up. They got big smiles on their ruddy cheeks, and they're like, "Come on in."
Sure.
Yep. So they lead you into their little cottage. It looks like it's 20 foot square or so up on the stilts, as I said. And when you come in, it's all very rustic. There are lots of paintings on the walls. It looks like they probably produced them, as they're not, exactly of a professional quality. There are many cut flowers about. There's fresh pie that's sitting in the windowsills, cooling off. The one who's been called Rosabella goes to put some hot water on the wood stove. The other one introduces herself as Rosalinda. Rosabella and Rosalinda. She just offers seats to everyone. She says, "Oh, the pies will be cool very soon. We got some blackberry. We got some boysenberry. Welcome to come in. Whoo, you all stink. There's a wash house around the corner if you want to make yourselves a bit presentable before we sit down at the table."
You see Galen take a sniff of himself, but doesn't really notice anything.
Oh yeah, Darby is going to wash himself and take off the guano from his boots and
Right.
clean up a little.
So while this is going on, they both kind of peer at you, Radnar, and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry whatever befell you there, Sonny, but there's no need for them illusions in our house. Just feel yourself. Just take a load off."
It's more of a pride thing. I feel self-conscious. I appreciate your acceptance, but it makes me feel better to keep it up.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's what you like, sweetie, it's something awful must have happened to you.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I got a little cocky and well, there she goes. I used to be a large and in charge mage, and now I'm a floating skull.
Well, have you been seen to? Anyone offered to fix that for you, son?
Well, no one's offered to fix that for me yet. What do you think? Is this something you might be able to help with?
Well, possibly, son. But I mean, we're not exactly. My sister and I are not exactly a charitable institution. But between us, I think we could do something for you if you brought us a body.
I understand. Well, that's. Let's see. Do we know where my body is?
Yes.
Okay, where's my body?
It's being held in stasis. If you remember the house with all the doors.
Right.
Yeah, it's being held in stasis until you fulfill that bargain with them, which that means going into the Hollow Earth.
Right. Well, let me talk to my friends, and I'll get back to you if you don't mind, miss.
Oh, sure. You take your time there.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Don't you look very handsome? One of them calls out as the dwarf comes back after cleaning up all the bat crap off of himself.
Yeah.
You sit down. I think the tea's ready here. Here you go. Would you like some honey in that?
Oh, that would be good. Yes.
The honey in these parts got a particular healing quality to it too. You just drink up here. She very motherly pats you on the head. Of course, I mean, being a dwarf, you're like probably 3 times her age, but
yeah. Nice. So I'll take a sip of their wonderful beverage.
Are you have damage, right? So roll a d4.
Okay.
Yeah, the sweetener is 1 point back. It's familiar to you. This is the same kind of honey you found in the insect hill. It's the same stuff. They've harvested it and are using it. The rest of you come back in at some point after you have cleaned up, I guess, or if you don't clean up.
I don't clean up because I am going to go into guano selling.
Yes.
Here we are. Look at this. Put your hands in this bag of guano.
Rosalinda actually does stick a finger in it, puts it up and smells it a bit, and she says, "Oh, that'll do fine. That'll do fine. What are you wanting for it, young man? Handsome young man, too."
I don't sell glasses, man, I'm afraid.
Well, everybody, don't be bashful. As they put the pies on the table and they put out some knives and forks, you just go ahead and tuck in there. There's tea for everybody. There should be enough pies here. We got some more in the oven, too.
Thank you, but not while I'm working.
Of course.
If you were to buy all of my guano, then I wouldn't be working anymore, would I?
Well, we did propose, but what were you asking for it? it is a little hard for our old elderly bones to get down into those caves anymore, and we do dearly need some.
I have no idea what bat guano prices would be, unsurprisingly. So I name a figure. I'm not even sure how much things cost in this world. So I can't even say, like, 20 pints of milk or whatever.
Well, considering you're a mage and have lived in the forest, this might actually be truer than you speak. Your character may not know.
Well, I will sell it for the handsome sum of 100 gold because top quality guano imported from overseas.
Well,
Bats.
100 gold is a bit more expensive than we would normally pay fine young men that come here every once in a while for bat guano. But looking at you, you must be here for a reason. Perhaps we can barter information for your guano. We can certainly lend a bit of help if anyone is in need.
I look at the others. Shrug. I don't think we need to know anything, do we?
Well, we're out here for a reason.
Yes. I mean, but I don't know what we need to know about that reason. I think we know all we need to know about that reason, don't we?
Yeah.
Hey guys, these nice young ladies here said they might be able to help put me back in my body.
Well, we can put him in a body if you brought us one that's near death or unconscious or have recently passed without too much in the way of grievous wounds. I'm afraid that's going to cost a bit more than the amount of guano you have there, though, young man.
So you would be interested, Ranar?
Yeah, if we could. I'm getting a little tired of being a floating skull. I'd like a good mug of ale. How am I supposed to drink ale right now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, very
True. Yeah.
Well, this area is plumb deficient in good human bodies. If your illusion there is any respecter of what you looked like before, young man, there are a number of goblinoids in the area that we could put you in, but that's kind of subpar flesh, I would imagine.
We've also heard tell of there being 2 witches in the area. Do you know anything about them? Perhaps we could use one of their bodies.
Well, that would be us, of course.
Oh, really?
Well,
shake my
witches.
head.
It's such a misunderstood word. I mean, we're wise women. We came out here, my sister and I, to live a quiet life in nature and experiment and expand our knowledge. I mean, we try to keep to ourselves, but some folks in this area just don't like us living here. Really would like us to shuffle off, but we've spent so much time and care in this place that we just don't want to leave.
Well, we understand.
Yeah, you've been there for a long time?
Well, a substantial time. I mean, we weren't spring chickens when we first founded this place, but many years. Are you enjoying that pie? Have some more.
There used to be a whole village. What happened to the village?
Oh no. We came many years ago and founded this site and sow our garden beds, and we need wheat for these pies, of course, and a few other substances like your friend's guano there for our experimentations.
Well, I'm looking around for a black cat.
Well, yes, into magical studies. I can tell that you understand that.
Oh, okay. Anything in particular that you're studying?
Well, how certain herbs and certain distillates might make certain spells more powerful, and creation of potions and whatnot, of course, which we do have things that we can sell to people such as yourself. I mean, we do still have use for gold when traders come through here. It's not very often anymore. There used to be such a nice little caravan path through here, but with all the goblinoids recently, they're not much in the way of trading. They would rather just take what they want, and it's a very sad situation.
Oh, well, we know that the honey around here has healing properties.
Oh, yes.
Have you perhaps made any healing potions out of them? Because
Well, of
we
course,
will
those-
be right out. We could do with some of those.
Those insects, you see, they're one of our experimentations, of course, and it's proven to be very useful. Yes, we distill down the honey to make certain
Really?
potions.
You made them? Wow.
But we've been talking so much about ourselves. Why are you here? As my sister here said, you must be here for a reason. We don't see your sorts. This kind of mixed company, elves and dwarves and humans all, and floating skulls all in one little band. There's got to be a reason that you're here.
Well, that's a very good observation. Why are we here?
We are the Green Company. We have been
Oh, of course.
not hired, employed by Duke. I was going to say Duke Stefano. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Guido.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to.
Stefan.
No, it's Guido was the name I was trying to
Guido
remember.
was the fort, yeah.
Duke, the local fort. I have Guido to investigate this area and see what's going on here.
Well, he is going to have a hard time with that. There's so many goblinoids in this area, and there's two particular bands. One's got a supposed king, a ruler, and they stay near the riverside. They're the weakest of the two. The other ones are pretty, very fierce, and they're more protective of the lands. There's an ogre that leads that tribe. Very strong-handed. He's able to enforce his will amongst the lesser kin. They're deeper into the forest. They give us some problems now and then. As a matter of fact, if your company is in the habit of doing favors for pay, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, we like getting paid.
There are a few things that such strapping lads as yourself could help some poor ladies out with, and we'd be glad to reward you.
Oh.
Such as?
Yeah, what could it be?
Well, you said you were requiring healing. Well, we can provide some potions, but we have some items that you might be interested in as well that we can pass along.
And we also hear there's a graveyard around here that should be investigated for.
Oh yes, indeed. So the one that's been talking, Rosalinda, kind of clears the pies out of the way, and she's got her merchant face on now. She's like, well, so information, Sonny, is never free. Let us talk and see if we can come to some kind of arrangement. We know quite a bit about, well, the intricacies of various peoples and factions in the area. We know a bit about that haunted graveyard you're talking about.
Mm.
Yeah, the pie is excellent if you've been eating them, Darby.
Good.
So can we have a look at these items then that you might have that we could purchase from you for guano and gold?
Well, that would be showing our hand. I think the young folks say it. I mean, what's to keep you from?
Right, but there's no point in us doing the task for us if you're going to give us a book of continual farts or something, because we don't need those.
Well, we have a number of potions. We have potions that will make you nigh invisible. We got healing potions, of course. We got a few clerical scrolls stashed away. Likely not to a god you're familiar with, but we'll do in a pinch. We have a number of those, actually. We've got well, other things that we can provide as
Who
services.
traded those scrolls to you, or did you dig them out of the ground around here?
Rosalinda blushes a little bit. Well, yeah, we may have done a little spelunking in some places we should not to have. Could be the reason why the dead are so restless.
Oh, are those scrolls any relation to the big statuey thing with the eyes missing down the ways?
Well, I imagine so. It seemed to have some religious significance, and that image occurs in the holy place as well. I guess we'd call it a graveyard or a mausoleum. That hideous face is shown in a few places there.
Well, this is a puzzler.
And we have a few other scrolls that you might be interested in as well. She goes to the pantry when she says that, and she brings out some rolled up scroll work. Looks like they've been repaired and taken care of. Puts them out in front of you.
Would you happen to have a magical shield? Because I have a magical armor.
Oh, we're a little
Like
a bit deficient in magical weapons and armors. Neither my sister or myself is capable of making or using them, really.
Oh, I understand.
So the spell scrolls they put in front of you, Fig Jam, these are magic user scrolls, so you're able to interpret what they are.
They're not clerical scrolls; they're magic user ones.
Yep. She's not putting out the clerical ones in front of you yet, but these are ones that are more. They're written in a more common format, so they're not very old. They may have gotten them in trade or otherwise.
Like killing people who come here and eat their pies and
web,
pies,
detect
maybe.
magic missile.
Okay, so just a general selection of common.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Now remember, the nice
interesting
thing about
things, I mean.
scrolls is if you already have the spell, you can basically cast it from the spell, which destroys it, but it allows you a way to cast if you don't have it capable of being cast. And if you don't have it in your book, you can write it in your book.
Wow.
I mean, these all seem like reasonably exciting goods and things, people. I don't see why we're not using them or helping these lovely old ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will have a mission in the mission, if I understand correctly.
Oh, it
Pretty much,
sounds like
right?
you boys have quite the expectations heaped upon your shoulder. Are you sure you've got time to help us out?
I'd be curious to look at this graveyard.
Well, we definitely can lead you to it if we can come to some kind of understanding here. So young men, essentially what we need is that the leader, that ogre we were speaking of, we dearly love that put to rest, and we'd love his head. His head, just clean cut, head only.
When you say ogre, do you mean literal ogre?
Yes, 8 feet tall, about as broad.
Okay.
An ogre.
Well, if you're intending to go to the graveyard, you're likely going to pique his interest anyway. They're very close together.
And when you encounter those other hobgoblins, they're very nice people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, they're right bastards, you mean? They've
was
been
gonna
trying to
say.
run me and my sister out of here since this whole last year.
Why? Do you know why?
Well, they want our land.
Okay.
All the
It's a land grab.
the time we've spent in our gardens here, in our house, of course. So is
I
anyone
know.
doing anything else while some of you are negotiating? Galen, you haven't really said anything in a bit. You doing anything in the background?
looking around, and particularly for a black cat, because witches always have black cats. So.
No cats. No
So
pets.
just looking around and seeing to see. Look at, sort of got on this with my for some reason that is they're going to have some sort of totem of power or something that is sort of.
Well, you can do the thing where you
I can't spend 10 minutes. No, I can't. I'm a cleric. It's the others that can do that, so it's just me looking around.
Well, that's the deal on the table, children. If you'd like, we'll certainly trade you the information you need to get to the ruins. We'd like the head of that ogre. And that's not pretty words either. We don't mean just killing the beast. We want the head.
Presumably you have some leather bag that we can wrap it up and bring it back to you in.
Oh, it doesn't matter how well it's preserved, sweetie.
Right, but I'd rather have, something to wrap it up that we're not dripping a trail of stuff that the insects in this area might be interested in coming and
well, I'm
taking
sure
a bite
we've
out
got
of us on the way back.
some potato sacks we can let you have for
That's
that.
fine. I'm just checking.
Do
you mind if we talk amongst ourselves for a moment?
Well, please do. And so she wants. It seems like you might be reaching a deal. She, the other sister who hasn't been talking much, turns around into the kitchen, opens up a few cabinets. It comes back with some very musty old spell scrolls. And these are the ones we were talking about that we found in the tomb. Your elven friend there might be more interested in these.
Boy, am I glad that Jazz isn't here, or we would leave and then they would suddenly mysteriously disappear.
Yeah. I take their mission.
Yeah, but if we help these people, then we're not helping the hobgoblins.
Yeah.
We can find the graveyard. Well, the thing is, we can find the graveyard ourselves. We're moving perfectly well.
Well, I mean, I think it's more the items and stuff that is the reward than the information.
Yeah.
Don't really think they've got any information to tell us that we need right now.
Yeah.
And if these are the witches, then I'm trying to remember back, because it has been a month or 3 since we actually did the thing. What did the family say about their time over here? When we were in Fort Guido, we were talking to that family.
Oh, I don't remember any of that, I'm afraid. All I know is we had to come over here and get them stuff.
I know they got caught by something, but I can't remember what. But they managed to escape. But what was that?
Yeah, they said they were caught by witches. That's what they said.
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm kind of seeing them as a menace, but
hope you didn't fill up on those fruit pies. We got some mince pies coming out now.
Where are you getting the meat from?
Those small animals, rabbit, squirrel mostly. Deer, once in a while. We have a hard time taking those down. We're not as spry as we used to be.
So this is where you'd want to be making friends with the hobgoblins. They can supply you with meat that pretty easily.
Well, if they would just be more reasonable, that would be wonderful. But they seem to just want to take, and not interested in the fine art of the deal.
Well, I found them quite pleasant to deal with.
Yeah, but we haven't got lots of stuff that they want.
I don't know, guys. I just want a body back.
These people can give you a body of some description if we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And sorry about
How
this.
about an ogre?
I was just thinking that, but I was thinking maybe an ogre without a head. But an
Ogre
ogre
with
body
a
with the
flaming
flaming
skull,
skull on
that's
top.
right.
Do you want that? It's like
Yeah.
that
Well,
would be awesome if you could do that. I mean, wow.
that would be kind of cool, although I don't know. That'd probably be more than a simple favor, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
So,
So it sounds like we're going to help these people and piss off the hobgoblins. I mean, we do need to clear. I mean, we need to do something with the hobgoblins anyway.
Well, it sounds
Yeah.
like the ogre is going to be more of a menace to deal with than anything else.
Hmm. I wonder if we can get the hobgoblins to kill the ogre, or the ogre to kill the hobgoblins.
Well,
I
I'm
guess they're
thinking
too
more.
far
We
away.
kill the ogre, and then we get the two hobgoblin groups and get together because they've got the hobgoblin king or whatever he is, commander.
Hmm. Yeah,
And then he could take over the lot.
but then we've got a bigger group of hobgoblins to deal with.
Yeah, they're fine. I'm ready to deal with them.
So then you want to come back and kill the old ladies,
Oh, we could deal with that right now.
right? So you want to kill the old ladies?
Yeah, it seems like that way. They seem to be pretty evil ultimately.
don't seem evil.
They are. If they, you remember them? They tried to. Remember the family we encountered back in Fort Gedo? They tried to kill them as well.
I don't know. Pretty much everything about this is sort of a gray area at best.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that's gonna, help us join the choir or anything like that.
Well, actually, if you give me an hour or so, I can learn to detect evil.
Yeah, that's. I think you would just be blinded.
Yeah, that spell might work if it weren't for the skull that just seems to be radiating evil all over the place and just outshadows everything.
Because unfortunately, his cleric ability doesn't have anything against turn witches.
Yeah.
So while you guys are huddled over in the corner, they're giving you the privacy, and they pull out some more pies. They start cutting it up, and these are savory pies, and they tuck in themselves while they're waiting.
Oh, so evil.
Well,
If you you seem to be taking a while. If you boys are just so busy that you're not able to help right now, we understand, but we can maybe sweeten the pot a little bit. We do have some gold in reserve, and there's always helping your friend here if you can come up with a body.
Sort of hobgoblins in it. There's not a lot of bodies around here, unless we can go for the ogre.
well,
Isn't there something? Oh, I keep forgetting this. My body is somewhere, but we'd have to go deep into the earth for it.
Your body
I
is.
mean, I want to do that at some point, and if it at some point, I'm just gonna go, and I hope people come with me. But for now,
Well, there's that whole paying off the favor thing, which I think half of us agreed to anyway.
yeah.
Which favor?
You'd agreed to go into the Hollow Earth to help out an expedition in return for restoring his
Right.
spirit
So
to
it's
the
okay.
body.
And
Yeah,
honestly,
there have been
if
so
I'm-
many favors mentioned,
Yep.
though I wasn't sure which one we were
Honestly,
referring
if
to.
we're gonna do that later at some point, I can forgo having, us owing a favor to these women for a body.
I mean,
If you guys wanna do something
presumably,
else.
if you can put people into bodies, then they're reasonably powerful magical type people. So they might have other magics that we can make use of later. So they could just be a favor to be paid at a later date,
Right.
sort of thing. If we get your original body back as well, that'd be great.
Yeah. You're kind of thinking.
I'm trying to remember the hobgoblins. Did they literally say just kill them, or did they just say deal with?
Deal with them. They didn't say kill them.
Okay. Well, there's a possibility.
we're dealing with them.
Yeah.
Make a deal with them.
But I just don't like the idea of them preying on families that come around. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, do we know it was them? Do we know that this is the people? Do we know that the other
Unless
people weren't lying?
Unless there are other witches in the area.
Do you know that the other people weren't lying and these ones are? I mean, how do you know which group was telling the truth?
I know which group was more feared for their lives.
I know which group could lie well. I mean, we're not afraid for our life. They haven't shown us nothing but. They haven't tried to eat us yet, or trick us, or do anything like that. So maybe they got the wrong end of the stick, or maybe it could be a different group, or maybe they want the land here for some reason, or maybe the old ladies did them out of a deal, and they got the old ladies killed, and they're trying to trick you into doing it. I don't know. Could be anything.
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, I mean, just because one group of people have said these people are bad, and the other group of people, and the people we've come to, haven't acted bad in any way, shape, or form, I don't know which one is right.
I really need to take Detect Evil.
Okay. Well, maybe we could come tomorrow. And you could cast a spell, pray for Detect Evil, and tomorrow we
I mean, the worst
We
thing
know
that
more.
happens is we could go off, kill the ogre, come back, get the rewards, wait a day or something while we recover from killing the ogre, and then use the rewards we just got to kill the old ladies.
Either way, I think dealing with now that we've found out about this ogre contingent, that seems like something we also have to go look into.
So go and deal with the ogres, and then defer
Let's-
the old
Let's
lady
see how
killing to a
things
later
fall
date.
out, because as you were saying,
Right.
they've been quite nice to us, to be honest.
and we would be mapping a new area.
Yeah, all right. So we'll help the old ladies, possibly to kill them at a later date. Sounds good.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
This is what we call diplomatic murder hoboism.
I mean, I know you're an elf and thus age differently to us, but I mean, we don't usually just go around killing old ladies, and all ladies will eventually become old.
Not if we kill them early enough.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. I'd do this.
So they're just waiting patiently for you to finish as they eat their pies, and they've set aside some plates for you as well.
Mm.
So, I mean, do we just say yes and come back later? Well,
Yeah, well, we said there's nothing else. We need to go deal with the ogre in the graveyard, and if they can help with that, then. And I might better make an arrangement where these witches and hobgoblins do start trading with each other, and we just keep them away from other people away from these guys.
I've remembered something.
Did you?
Yes, the hobgoblins made mead, which was made from honey, which is what these old ladies made and created. They created the creatures which make the healing magical honey properties. If we tell the hobgoblins, look, these are the people who know how to make all of the honey and that, and if you kill them, it'll stop being mead and honey. Then they'll probably like the old ladies rather than try and kill them. Don't know that's particularly clever, but
The other thing is also, I can see why the hobgoblins want them off the land because they're hobgoblins and they don't want anyone on their land. But it's also the question of how much land do these ladies want, and if they can do services in return, then
yeah.
Just to clarify, witches aren't per se evil in this campaign world.
No, it's the word witch is a derogatory term. A lot of the more superstitious, the Trollodarans use it a lot just to mean women of power. It's used very derogatorily. The newer people that have come over don't have that kind of prejudice, if you will.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Oh, and fine. I'll go. I would like to help, but I would like to see more towards establishing proper trading relationships with the hobgoblins rather than just killing them.
Well, if they would listen to us instead of trying to kill us every time they come around, we'd be more than willing to. There are a lot of things that we can't get on our own here that we'd love to trade for.
They were happy to talk to me before, so I might be able to do something in that area.
Well, I mean, it could have something to do with us killing his mate, I guess it was. It was unavoidable, really. They were going to burn down our home here. We had to do something.
Yeah, but people tend to react badly to.
Is anybody injured, by the way?
No, Darby was healed.
I'm down 2 points, but
But that doesn't quite matter. Otherwise, I think we're all fine.
I'm down 2 points as well.
Okay. Well, if it helps to make this deal any better for you all, we're willing to give you a bit of healing right now. And she takes out her rolling pin and she pulls out like the center hub, and it's a wand. And she goes forward and she taps you on the skull, Radnar, assuming you let her, and she does the same to Darby. All right, both of you can roll a d10. You're only down a few points, so you should be.
I was going to get Radnor to eat some of the meat pies and see if he healed to work out what kind of meat it was. But that works out okay.
Yep. So you're all healed back. You're both healed back to normal. Radnar, you're the skull, the bones in the skull that you're now made of knit back together.
I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're more than able to do the same on your return. If you're damaged from you've taken any grievous injuries from seeing to our little problem, we'll be glad to help you on the way back out as well.
What do you guys think?
Have you had other people come by recently?
Occasionally, as I said, the trade routes have not been open since the goblinoids have taken over and they're warring between each other in the area. I mean, we did have those robbers come by a couple of weeks ago, tried to hold them for trial and all, but I mean, we didn't know what else to do with them. We can't go and rightly send for the law and all, so we were just going to hold them for a few days and see if someone came by that could take them off our hands, but they escaped. Didn't mean them any real harm, but they're trying to steal from us.
Yeah, can't have that.
Those robbers.
Yes, we're very against stealing in this Green Party.
Yeah.
If you all just want to just get a feel for whether or not they're lying to you, you're welcome to roll that just to see. It's just a wisdom check.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Sounds like a thing to do.
Come on, Twinny. Come on, Twinny. Oh, I made it.
Oh, Taylor. I rolled a 17.
Yeah, those of you that passed it, I mean, they seem to be pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a lot about them that they're alluding to, but they're not really coming right out and saying. You have a feeling that, their abode isn't quite what it seems. Like when the one sister went to get the clerical scrolls and you saw her open a cabinet, she reached much further back in than there really was room for. So there are a few oddities, but they don't seem like they're lying to you.
Yeah. Things seem like ladies want to entertain her. I have one request, if we can fulfill it before we fully agree to. I'm fully happy to agree to things. Can you show me this place without illusion?
Well, Sonny, we can, but we'd really rather not be murdered in our sleep. Can you offer us anything that would put our minds at ease to that? You mentioned something about being part of a company. Will you swear on the laws of your Duke Stefan that you mean us no harm?
We'll swear that as long as you. Actually, I will just phrase it this way because Chris and I, if you don't attack us, we won't attack you.
The quieter sister actually brings over an iron skillet and says, "Could you please put your hand in there while you say that, please?" Just repeat what you just said while holding this.
I'm glad I don't know half as much about magical devices as I could. Okay, we'll put my hand in.
Okay.
We will not attack you if you do not attack us.
Make me a save versus spell.
All right. Oh, save.
Okay. You do actually feel a little bit of there's some magic involved in this. You don't know what just transpired, but something did. And she says, "Okay, well, that's fair enough. Would you all like to see deers?"
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, she takes the rod out of the middle of her rolling pin again and says a few words, and you're now seeing a 2-story mansion. The inside is beautiful. There's crystal and gold. It's much more larger and expansive than you saw. Fig Jam, you can see rooms in the back that look like laboratories. There's lots of like retorts and magical apparatus back there.
Oh.
There's no basically evil altars or.
Are you saying this out loud, or are you just asking if you see anything?
Asking you. I'm asking if I see anything like that.
You don't see anything like that. I mean, there are a lot of experimentation rooms that you see. There's some small animals in
obviously
cages.
They could have things, but they don't have like,
no pentagrams on the floor.
Like people attached to the walls, pinned against the walls or anything, quivering, anything like that. Okay.
Okay. Room of sacrificial victims waiting for their meat pies for the day. No, nothing like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I was pretty sure the meat pies were made of victims.
We've spent a lot of time and energy in designing and building our home here. We don't want to leave.
Yeah, looked like a very nice place. If you're happy with trying to...
Oh, they look exactly the same too, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. If you're happy with us trying to establish trade with the Hobgoblins, I'm definitely going to run for that. But I think the ogre is something we have to deal with first, if he's going to cause problems.
That is just an unreasonable lout, and I must admit, the need for his head is furthering our experimentation. But he really is. If you're, Mr. Guido from across the river, if he really is wanting to establish logging villages here, he's going to have to deal with this ogre. The ogre is not a civil sort.
I suspect the way that he would deal with the ogre is command us to directly go and kill him.
Well, then that would make our little deal even easier, wouldn't it?
If I know anything about Guido, and I don't, then yeah, he would just ask us to go and deal with it. But he wants to make this area safe to log in that. So setting up my ambition, and they can get a read on me to say that this is something that Galen is interested in. I am trying to set up better relations with the various species around here. So set up relations with the Hobgoblins so they have a land, they can trade, and everyone gets on a lot better.
Well, we'd be very grateful to have trade return to the area. Getting a little old to harvest some of the things that we need. Having more amiable neighbors would be very fortunate for us.
Yeah. See what we can. I'll see what I can do. But yes, ogre. Point us towards this graveyard and this ogre, and we shall go deal with.
Do you?
If others want to say something, leap in. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm dominating this entire thing.
No. We're ready.
Okay. She kind of points at you, Fig Jam. Says, "Well, given your trade, you would know reading and writing. We don't presume that anyone else would. But if we were to make you a map of the area, would this be more useful to you?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I'm pretty sure everybody else here can read and right. Though I guess Radnor would have trouble turning the pages right now. But
Yeah, but I can read.
we're all good.
I'm trying to actually remember if I've done a lot of reading and writing other than just straight cleric stuff. I thought the cleric stuff, I actually haven't done much reading.
Yeah, considering the nature of your magic, you don't necessarily have need of it. All right, so basically they sketch out the rest of this map here that I just unveiled, and they point out that, well, they give you the lowdown on the neighborhood, basically. So what's going on is this area up here.
Oh, right off to the edge.
Far northwest, number
17.
17, sort of thing.
Yep.
Oh,
There's a very large clearing, which is going to have the graveyards and the remnants of a holy temple. She does say, mind, though, that you're going to be passing through a territory, or you may be passing through a territory that you need to step carefully around. I don't know if you have met some of the more unfortunate dwellers of the area that are not goblinoids. There's a particular colony of devolved humans that live here.
Oh, yes.
They're a peaceful
What's that
sort. They don't get in the way. I mean, we've been able to trade with them on occasion, but they're very skittish. Try your best not to hurt them, dears.
Yeah, we gave them an axe.
If you agitate them, they'll attack. They don't know any better, but they're a peaceful lot. We'd really rather see them unharmed.
we traded with them, I think.
Yeah, we gave them an axe.
Sure, gave them an axe by hurling at them.
They hurled the axe at us. You know,
Yeah.
fair's fair.
Give them
No, we got
food.
flowers or something out of it.
Yeah.
Or was it the honey? I forget.
It was the flowers. We hadn't done that by that point.
Oh, right.
It was way back in 3.
So they actually show you this game trail. If you guys see that little spotted line on the map here, or broken line,
Oh, yeah.
it's a game trail that runs just alongside the bridge which they made. That'll get you there a lot easier than having to trail break through a bunch of forest.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Now, this ogre has attracted a number of goblins and hobgoblins to himself as well. And they have effectively split this land east and west, with the lot that you're sent here from being the more easterly.
Mm-hmm. The nice lot.
Well, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know
Onwards,
what sort of
guess.
time of day it is.
It's getting on
Afternoon,
towards it's afternoon.
Yeah.
You marched for a few hours. You explored the Bat Cave. You've been here talking for a bit, so late afternoon.
Yeah. So if we head to the temple, we're going to encounter the ogre there, or are we going to encounter him on the way, or?
Well,
If we get ambushed or
he's
something?
set up in the ruins there. He's taken it over as his base of operation, though he's not in control of the unliving that rise occasionally from those ruins. But his people have had more luck at dealing with them.
You don't mind if we put those unliving down?
Well, that would be very useful. I mean, they don't generally move very far from their
Alright.
place of rest, but we do occasionally have need of going in there for certain things. And it's why the ogre is such been difficult for us.
Right. Well, it sounds like everything's going to come together if we go after over there.
The sister that doesn't talk as much kind of nudges her and kind of looks at her for a minute, and she says, we should tell you that it's entirely likely that there's 2 ogres there. We believe that he picked up a mate last winter.
Okay. Well, it will be a little harder.
We only require the 1 head from the male.
But if we
Okay.
don't kill the female, won't they attack you or us or someone?
Well, we've been able through ways of our own to make this place harder to find by those who mean us harm. As we said, we want the head for our own experiments.
You're thinking, we found them easily enough, and I was going to kill them.
Weird.
If he has a mate and they're more reasonable than he is, I mean, do what you would like. Again, we just require the head of the male.
If we can't get you the head, but we can dispose of the ogre problem, will that be sufficient?
Well, we really want the head. I mean, if you can leave the body in such a way that we can get the head, it'd be more useful.
I was thinking if we could somehow drive the ogres off.
Well, we really want the head.
They want to use it for some magical experimentation. I don't suppose I would know what an ogre head could be used for.
What are you, +1, +2 on intelligence?
Oh, it's +2, I think.
I'm
He's
a
good. He's
17, which
intelligent.
is what,
Yeah.
+2?
Okay. Well, the head of a powerful creature like that could be used in longevity formulas, could be used in formulas that would give you better strength or endurance, could be used in shape-changing spells.
Oh, okay. But nothing that I know of that is like kill all humans on the island or something.
No.
No massive.
Oh, that's fine if it's just
horrible magic
humans.
like that. No. All right, fine. Okay.
Yeah, if it's just
Darby
humans,
Rednor and I. Yeah, Darby Rednor and I'd be fine. I don't know what your problem.
Yeah.
technically Radnor would be
Okay.
fine too.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get a new buddy for Radnar.
No, you can't have mine.
Not yours, not yours.
Hey, we could put me in one of the ogres.
It's the one thing here, you get the male head and put you in the body of the female.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just kill a hobgoblin if we really wanted to. They're not that difficult. Do you want a hobgoblin body?
It really doesn't have
Yeah,
the
not
potency
really.
for what we
Okay,
have in mind.
fine.
I'm kind of partial to humans.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll find a human.
We
Oh, wait,
know
no,
you,
I'm
you
the
saw
only
the guy
human.
you took out of chairs. Yes, we know you're partial to humans.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, so do we sleep here or?
Well, you're welcome to take one of our guest rooms if you'd like to rest up for the night. That would be fine.
I'm just wondering how close, how long would it take us, to get along the game trail to 17? How long would it take us to get to 17?
Okay. Assuming her map is anywhere to scale, looking at it, you think taking the game trail, it'll take you the better part of a day to get there.
So if we
a
started
full
off,
24 hours almost.
yeah, I'd be more inclined to head off now then, because I don't want to get to 17 at sort of like stroke of midnight, because that's going to be long. I'd like to get there during the day, because that's going to help a lot with the unliving and everything.
Yeah. I mean, either way you
Fair.
cut it, you're probably going to have to stop and camp somewhere.
Yeah. Do we know what A is?
That's part of the building of that whole grounds there is part of the ruins. Right. A is one of the outbuildings.
Okay.
Yep. It's a mausoleum. Is what it is.
Which side is higher? East side or west side?
The middle is higher. So it goes from higher elevation where 17 is down to like a valley where A is, and then it goes back up again.
Damn. So I'm going to get some sort of height. What about this? What about over here? Is that higher or lower?
It's higher.
So I'm thinking, well, what's 18?
Again, part of the ruins. That whole area in there is part of the ruins.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if we could sort of somehow go to the game trail and get some sort of elevation on the area to scout it out before we approach it.
Yeah, so we're going from higher to lower to lower to higher again.
I'm just thinking if we can get over here and then get somewhere to give us a bit of height, to give us a scouting opportunity, to also be in a position to, if we are going to set up a camp or something nearby, that'll be a better place where you got elevation at 17.
Yeah.
Tactical. We want to be tactical.
Yeah. Have a better view.
All right, so you want to get on the road then?
Yeah, it's going to take a while anyway, so I might as well get going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, so your daylight is going to end roughly about right there. So are you going to push on through the night, or are you going to make camp?
Should make camp.
I'm just thinking, this is higher, isn't it?
Where?
Than this. This is higher than this.
Yes.
Yeah, let's push on so we're not in the valley between two higher spots.
All right. So you want to push
that's my recommendation from the ranger. Let's not park in between the two.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
If you are okay, so if you want to push on through the night, then
yeah.
Let me make some rolls.
Oh.
And 3. Okay. Well, other than hearing the sound of large animals crashing through the woodlands at night, sounds of what might be wolves in the distance, nothing very close. It's actually fairly uneventful for the night. Now, those of you, though, that need to rest and sleep, by the time you get, we'll say, to about, out of the two high areas, so about right there.
Yeah.
Morning sunlight is just starting to filter in through the trees. And those of you that need sleep are exhausted by the time.
I'm making this up here. I got 0 issue bush experience, but if I think we're in a better position that we can get a better camp here without being found out by overviewing scouts, then yeah, sure, let's have a camp.
Well, yeah, that's up to you. But you guys get to there by the time morning breaks in the forest.
Yeah.
So
I think we're going to have to.
Yeah.
We need to rest. I just didn't want to rest in the middle of a good ambush spot.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. All right.
That's agreement all around then. You're going to stop and rest in the morning?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Watches.
Yes. Who has first? And how many watches are you going to break it up into? So your magic users and whatnot need roughly 6 to 8 hours of sleep to be able to renew spells.
But
no
nobody's
one's cast
casting
any.
spells.
Yep.
So
But to swap out spells, you just need an hour per spell level.
I mean, I would like to go to sleep at some point, but I don't need to sleep tonight.
I guess the question is, like, do you want to just rest like half the day and then so that you're finishing your trek and you'll be done before nightfall, get there before nightfall, or do you want to spend the night and leave again the next morning where you are?
Do we want to get there towards night or we want to get there towards morning?
Yeah, that's kind of the question.
Yeah. We could.
Like, you can sleep most of the day or rest most of the day, start off again during the middle of the night, and then arrive there in the morning if you wanted to try and do that.
On the one hand, morning will mean there'll be less undead activity. On the downside, it means it's going to be easier for them to, it's going to be harder to stealth around and hide. Because we're known for our stealthy people, we are.
Yeah.
Kept that quiet.
So what's the party consensus here?
I'd say we sleep a few hours to get back energy and then head off as soon as we're ready and rested.
Yeah, if the people that don't actually need to sleep want to take the watches, then you can just rest for 6 hours and then get on the move.
I
have
just
no problem
I
with
just
that.
need to meditate for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so Radnar could be the first watch. 2 hours later,
Yeah, I'll pick one.
Galen could be up, and then after 6 hours, everybody is rested enough to be okay.
Yep. Okay. Sounds like we're doing that then.
All right.
Yeah.
So, let's see what happens here during that period. It's like 2 watches. It's fine. Yeah, it's morning coming in through the trees, turns to afternoon. Light, which is, it's all dappled light and shadows because it's really just dense tree growth here. It's one of the reasons humans want to come and mine this area. So much good trees. So you head off again, and this is going to be in the same marching order, right? So, Galen, give me a D6 roll.
I trip over whatever and fall straight into the ogres. 4. Well, not entirely, but I don't spot anything amazing.
It's such an abrupt change from this dense undergrowth to this clearing that you step right out into the clearing again without really noticing that there's much of a margin. You just step right into it. And so you've got this vast cleared area. And unlike the other cleared areas where you saw that it was logging that cleared the areas, like they were obvious tree stumps that had rotted and just not grown back, this area has been, it's paved. Like there are flagstones, old ancient flagstones with grass erupting up underneath them, but it's still enough intact that the trees have not taken over again. They've not regrown. And so what you're seeing for buildings is in the distance, you're seeing shattered number 18 and A over here. You're seeing shattered stone buildings. So in the distance, so you're coming out like almost first light, first thing in the morning. You're hitting this area.
I thought we were.
Oh, I'm sorry, not first. You're hitting it late in the afternoon. Yeah. All right. So it's pretty close to time. So let's call it there. There's no obvious sign of. I'm not. I tell you what. Everybody, make me a D6 roll as you kind of break into the clearing and you see what's ahead of you here.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, Darby.
I roll a 1.
Makes sense. Darby, by the stonework that you're seeing everywhere, there has been heavy things dragged through here. Like you're seeing what's probably like cart tracks that have been pulled in this area, heavily laden. So they are probably moving stone. And you can see where some of the stone from broken buildings have, looks like they've been harvested. Like people are taking stones away for building. So there has been activity in this area, quite a bit of activity actually, but just looking at the traces on the stone and from the broken foliage that you're seeing.
And that happened recently?
It was fairly recently, yes.
Okay. Well, I'll relay that information to the party. Yeah, there seems to be people around.
Or things.
Creatures.
Yeah, creatures.
Right.
Evil creatures.
All right, so we'll end the session there, where you successfully did not murder 2 very helpful old ladies that healed you up and fed you, and you left.
I like that we successfully did not.
We came that
Did
close.
not murder 2 old ladies, left them dead in their beds, gone back to rob them. Maybe on the way back.
I was about to ask Ragnar to cast his fireball.
Burn it.
Oh, with the old ladies.
The good stuff won't burn.
I thought about it. But
I'm just wondering how much higher level they are than us. Not to say that there's not a situation where we wouldn't be able to kill them, because. But I'm just thinking they're probably a bit higher than us.
Well, Fig Jam might be able to tell you at what level mass illusion happens.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Yeah, and they can do body transfers and stuff and go, oh, that's up there.
Don't worry, I've got my sleep spell. Let us stop them.
Well, you've
Provided they're
also
not
successfully
40.
figured out that you might have 2 ogres to contend with, and probably a bunch of hobgoblins and goblins as well. So, yeah. Frontal assault, right?
Leroy Jenkins.
Nice. All right, we'll end it there for the night then. Radnar, Bill, you got anything you want to plug? You've got some gaming coming up.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when it's going to start, but I've been running 5th edition for Frog God Games Organized Play, the new thing they got going. I'm going to start running Swords and Wizardry soon, and I'm going to run a Lost City of Baracus campaign.
Nice.
So,
and is this off their website or their?
if you go on their Discord server, you can sign up, get all the details and stuff.
Cool.
And there are a lot of other games that are going on with Frog God Organized Play. So
Very nice. Jeff, you got anything you want to plug?
Only that I play in Bill's game, and so it's open for new players.
Nice.
yeah.
Richard, you've got your own Twitch channel.
Yay! I play video games on LM, TD, TM, FFR, or say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels! Yeah! And I will be playing video games over there most of the week. And I am going to start doing fighting fantasy as well. I'm going to read out a passage at the end, and then anybody who's in the chat can help decide where we go
Which
next.
page you go to.
Yep. And we're going to be starting with the latest one that's come out, written by Rhianna Pratchett.
Oh,
so that should be fun.
Okay. Nice. I've actually got the fighting fantasy role-playing game queued up to run at some point in time.
I bought that recently as well, and I'm all in for that one. But
it looks fun. Jameis, anything you want to plug?
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, plug
Go
one of the
watch
other ones, which
other
has already been
Steam
plugged.
Steel Murder games.
Yeah.
Good ones.
Yeah, podcast, Steam Steel Murder. You can find it at Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. 10 plus years of role-playing stuff. Yeah. Now a Twitch channel as well. Well, we had a few people drop in tonight, so thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Fun, everyone.
Yeah, good.